Good morning, boys and girls. It is Tuesday, April the 28th. 1, 2, 3 more days in our month of April. April showers will bring May flowers next month. So yesterday we started talking about graphing, and we are starting to graph all of our weather information. So yesterday we talked about bar graphs, and we made a bar graph together from our weather window information. And then you were supposed to work on making other kinds of bar graphs for our rainfall and our temperature information. So I made a bar graph of the rainfall. And let's go over a couple of important parts that every graph should have. So it has a title. Now the only thing missing from this title, I notice, is that it says rainfall, but it doesn't really tell me when this rainfall happened. So I need to include the dates. We recorded the rainfall on April 23rd, 4/23 through April 26th, 4/26. Now that gives us more information. Ollie is tearing up the sight word. Bad dog. The sight word. The sight word. Pouch. We can't have that. Okay. So, you see on this side of my bar graph, I wrote the measurements. 0 inches, and I abbreviated the word inch. 1/4 of an inch. 1/2 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. Don't forget to also study your ruler. Look at those little black lines between the 0 and the 1, and talk with your parents about what those little lines mean. They represent these fractions, okay? And then along the bottom, I've written the days of the week, and I abbreviated those as well. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So by looking at this graph, you can tell several pieces of information. For example, can you tell me what day did it rain the least? Can you tell me on what day did it not rain at all? Okay, so there's lots of different information that you can read by looking at a graph, a bar graph. Today we're going to do a line graph. So instead of making bars, we're going to be making lines. So you will need your journal or a piece of white paper, and you'll need something to write with. Go ahead and make your graph. Lines, one line down and one line going across. Okay, on this side we're going to be writing the measurements again. So let's go ahead and, just like we did with this bar graph, label that side of the graph the same way. I'm gonna write it and then I'll show it to you so it doesn't look so messy. 1 inch, you can abbreviate. 3/4 of an inch. 1/2 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch, and 0 inches. Okay, so then along the bottom, we will write the days. Okay, so you can either write the days of the week abbreviated, or you can write the number dates. I'm going to do the number dates. And I'll start at 23. So 4/23, 4/24, 4/25, and 4/26. Now Ollie's got all the sight word cards. Good grief. Okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, now we need to graph our rainfall information. So I'm going to use a different color. Now, if we look at the information for Thursday, April 23rd, we see that the rainfall was 1 inch. So we'll come up Thursday, we'll find 1 inch, and I'm going to draw a little dot. Okay? Looking to the next day, Friday, we see that there was no rainfall. So my line is going to go all the way down until it's in line with 0. On Saturday, I see that the rainfall was back to 1 inch. So I'm going to find Saturday and draw a line back up to the 1 inch over here and draw my dot so that the dot is above Saturday, 4/25, and it's right in line with 1/2 inch. Sorry, my lines are not very straight. Okay, and then the last day we recorded the rainfall was on Sunday, and it only rained 1/4 of an inch. So my line, I'll need to find Sunday, my dot, so I'll need to draw my line over to Sunday, but I'll have it stop when it's in line with the 1/4 mark, and I'll draw my dot. So it's kind of this cool zigzag pattern that this line graph made. So line graphs are just another way of communicating information through a graph. And it's kind of neat because line graphs, you can actually kind of see how things move up and down or stay the same over the course of time, over the course of several days, which is kind of cool to see. So you can see, you can just see the patterns in another interesting way. Okay, so see if, it might be kind of hard to do a line graph with our temperature, because what I realized is that we did not keep track with what days it was below 40, what days it was sunny. We just kind of counted them in total. So that's kind of important when you want to do a line graph. You kind of have to keep track of on what day specifically something happened. But we did that with our rainfall. So you could easily make a line graph today with the rainfall. Now, if you wanted to do more weather graphing for the rest of this week and be very specific, on Wednesday it's sunny, on Thursday it's sunny, on Friday it's cloudy, then you could make a line graph with that information. But I would like to see everyone's line graph of the amount of rainfall. And if you can get creative and think of another set of data to put in another kind of line graph, that would be great too. Okay. All right, so I'd love to see your graphs on our Facebook page or on a video or a picture that you send to me today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do something kind of cool. We're going to be doing some creative writing, but we're going to be learning about more interesting things about the weather and insects. I'll give you a clue. The insect is a cricket. So weather and crickets. And then on Thursday, based on what we learn tomorrow, we're going to do a science experiment making our own thermometers. So for tomorrow, you'll need your journal. And that's about it. I'm going to push pause right now and come back in a few minutes to do a sight word game with you. So I will see you in a few seconds. Good luck with your line graph work, and I can't wait to see them. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to play a little game with the W sight words that we did last week. Let's go over our sight words from last week one more time really fast before we do this little game. Why, where, who, what, and when. We're going to play a fill in the blank game. So I've written sentences that are missing one word, and the missing word is one of our W sight words. So you're going to have to figure out which of our W sight words fits in the sentence the best. Okay, so the first one, make sure you can see this. Blank is your birthday. Does it make more sense to say, when is your birthday, or why is your birthday? Okay. What makes the most sense? Where is knocking at the door? Or who is knocking at the door? So if you want to follow along, you can be circling the words that are correct, or you can be writing the word that is correct in your journal, and you don't have to write the whole sentence if you don't want to. Okay, the third one, what makes the most sense? What did you do this morning? Or when did you do this morning? Okay, the last one, does it make more sense to say, why are your rain boots? Or does it make more sense to say, where are your rain boots? See you tomorrow.